Hi, this is Brooke, and today I get to talk with you about the reading for today, which is Isaiah 62. Hopefully you've been following along with the daily readings in this sermon series. I get the pleasure of sharing with you this chapter, which is Isaiah's prayer for Jerusalem. So here he's talking to God's people and looking forward to when in the future they will have been displaced by the Babylonians, and giving them some comfort in that God wants to bring them back close to him and back to their city. So that's kind of the context in a real sense, but it's also a great encouragement to God's people everywhere, to us in this current time. So I want to focus on verses 2 through 4, and I'm just going to read those to you. It says, "The nations will see your righteousness. World leaders will be blinded by your glory, and you will be given a new name by the Lord's own mouth. The Lord will hold you in his hand for all to see, a splendid crown in the hand of God. Never again will you be called the forsaken city or the desolate land. Your new name will be the city of God's delight and the bride of God, for the Lord delights in you and will claim you as his bride." So I think this is really cool. Who of us hasn't at one point in our lives wanted a different name, or felt like we were given a name by somebody, or even by ourselves, like depressed or outcast or a loner? And what's really cool to me is that God says to his people and to us, he is going to give us a new name, and that name is the one he delights in, his bride. So just in these days, as we are in this time of uncertainty, and we can give into fear and even give into these ideas of those names that we've been given. God is giving us joy and giving us his delight. And then in verse 3, when it says that we will be a splendid crown in the hand of God, it's really saying that more than that he's going to be our crown, but that we are a crown for him. That he takes so much delight in us that he wants to show us to the world as his own. So again, just any of us that have been downtrodden or feel like we have been named or are set in our old ways, God is really saying, look, I'm going to renew you. I'm going to give you a hope and a future. I'm going to call you the bride of God. So again, I really would encourage you to read the whole entire passage. It's just a great remembrance of how we can trust God to make all things new. And again, the sermon series is Joy versus Depression, and this really outlines that God wants for us that joy, and that he takes joy in us, and that in him our joy can be complete. Hope to see you guys around. Thanks.